Welcome to a brand new video on the channel. My name is Elite. We've got 100 ratings for FIFA 20 to go over in this video, so I'm gonna get right into it, guys. I'll go over all the basic YouTuber stuff. Drop a like on the video, make sure to hit that sub button. Let's get into the ratings, that's what you're here for. Ibra, Bruno Fernandes, Saul, and Ziyech. Let's just be honest, we're not off to a hot start. All these guys look like SBC fodder, not because, like, Ziyech's card looks okay, it's just Moroccan, and in the Eredivisie, it's not going to be easy to link that card, especially now that Frankie de Jong is gone, De Ligt is gone. You can't really go with an Ajax God squad anymore. And Saul, I mean, he's only got one stat that's above 80, and it's 81, and he's an 85 rated card, so I don't see where the logic came from there. So moving on to the next guys, we've got Allen, we've got Rodri, we've got Milinkovic-Savic, and Jimenez. Now let's take a look at the first two. This makes no sense to me. 85 rated, both of them, right? Allen has all stats 71 and above, with 3 really good stats in dribbling, defense, and physicality. Rodri has only 4 stats above 70 and no stats above 82. Every single individual stat is worse than Allen's, yet they're the same rating. Don't really understand the logic there. Now, the skill moves on Allen are 4-star, the weak foot is 3-star, the skill moves on Rodri is 3-star, the weak foot is 4-star. Not sure how they came up with the rating. I imagine the in-game stats kind of work up to it, but we've seen how EA kind of manipulate the stats every now and then for at least pace. I've seen it in FIFA 19 a ton, where you see acceleration and you see sprint speed, and let's say acceleration is 95 and sprint speed is 99. And that should average out to 97, but they give him 98 pace. So it never really makes sense to me, but I think that's just one of those cases. Next up, Milinkovic-Savic and Jimenez. Jimenez's card, he's got some, shoes to fill with Godin leaving. Obviously, they played alongside each other. Now Jimenez is kind of the star of the back line. And it's a pretty usable card with 69 pace, 86 defense, and 82 physicality. Milinkovic-Savic does have 4-star, but the stats don't really back up the 85 rating either. Next up, we've got ourselves Manolas and Koke. Manolas is a very fast center back at 82 pace. I believe he's the second fastest center back in the top 100 ratings, and he's also got 86 defense and 81 physicality. That's a very, very good card as he gets transferred to Napoli, and I honestly think Napoli might be one of the most overpowered teams. We'll get into some of the other players from Napoli in this top 100, but Napoli is looking good. Next up, we got Koke. Except for instead of being a left mid, he's a right mid. I think the card is pretty similar to last year. He's only got 3-star skill moves as a winger, and he's got 68 pace. Absolutely unusable. Next up, we got Mauro Icardi, who got downgraded from 87 to 85 rated. He's Argentinian, and he's at PSG now, but the stats, again, don't really back it up. He's only got 3-star skills, 75 pace, 77 dribbling. The only good stat is 84 shooting. Really not a good card. And then we're looking at Carvajal, which a lot of the fullbacks don't really have a lot of pace again this year. EA have really gone forward with fullbacks in the last few years. I remember they were really low rated with really high pace, and then they were really high rated with still really high pace, and now they're really high rated with really low pace generally. Now there's still a couple of them that do have some pace, like Jordi Alba. We'll get into that later. But Carvajal looks like a well-rounded fullback, but I don't know how important pace is going to be for the fullbacks this year. Next up, we got Alaba. Alaba, again, not the paciest fullback. 83 pace. He's got 4 stats, 80 and above. So, again, a really well-rounded fullback. Usable, but I don't know if we're going to be using him after December unless he gets a couple upgrades. Next up, we got Blaise Matuidi, 85 rated at Piemonte Calcio. 2-star, which kind of brings down the usage for that card, but it looks like an average CDM to me. Lukaku's up next, another 85 rated card, still 3-star skills. He got downgraded as he moves over to Inter Milan as well, and there are a lot of high rated players in the Serie A, so if you guys want to maybe work towards a Serie A team, there are some choices in here that are pretty good. But Lukaku is not really one of them. He's okay, though. If you don't really skill a lot, you can use this card as just a tank at striker with that 84 physicality. Next up is my kind of card, Alejandro Gomez. 4-star, 89 pace, 86 dribbling, only 78 shooting, which isn't terrible, with 81 passing. Pretty good card there as he plays behind Duvan Zapata for Atalanta now. Atalanta, I believe, qualified for Champions League as well, and he was a big part of that. Next up, we got Sule. who did get upgraded to 85 rated. It's a very usable card now. He is quite quick in real life. I think he did deserve that pace upgrade. 72 pace, 86 defense, 82 physicality. That's a good card right there. Next up, we got Alexandro. Again, kind of shafted him on the pace. Only 83 pace for Alexandro. 80 dribbling, 82 defense, 82 physicality. I think it's a still pretty good card, but maybe a couple upgrades on him to make him a beast. Next up, we got Fabinho. Now, his card looks like an average CDM, but if you had him in-game last year as his 85 rated, he was actually quite good. I think he played well in-game. We'll see if that's the case again this year. Next up, we got Delict, 85 rated. 83 defense, 84 physicality, only 67 pace, which isn't too slow, but it's definitely not quick. There's a big difference between 67 and even 72 pace, but maybe usable at Piemonte Calcio. If you're putting him alongside some other Piemonte Calcio cards, he could be a linker, but I don't think I'm gonna build around him. So that's the 100 through 80. Moving on to 80 through 61. I want to make sure that you guys can see all these ratings. Witsel is 85 rated. Then we got Robertson, Varane, and De Jong. Looking at Witsel, that card looks pretty good with 4-star, 4-star there at CDM. Again, I was talking about Matuidi. This card looks about the same as Matuidi, if not a little bit better, plus the skill moves and weak foot. So I really like that Witsel card. Andy Robertson only has a 2-star weak foot. He is left-footed, and he's only got 3-star skills at fullback, but he is a little bit quicker than the other fullbacks. His card looks all right, and he's from Liverpool, so he'll be used in some Premier League squads. Definitely not SBC fodder. Next up, we got Rafael Varane, a very quick center back at 83 pace. You definitely don't see center backs getting huge pace. Most of them are below 75. The only ones we've seen with higher than 80 are Varane and Manolas, Varane being the faster one, with an 85 defense and 80 physical as well. Next up, we got Frankie de Jong. He's got 4-star skills, only 3-star weak foot, really good dribbling, not great shooting. I think if he had better shooting, he'd be a more usable card, but since he doesn't have that shooting stat, I don't think I'm going to use him. Next up, we got James Rodriguez, who obviously had a leg amputated, so he's only got 55 pace. I'm just kidding. He didn't actually have a leg amputated, but he did get a big pace downgrade, that's for sure. I don't think it's not warranted. I think he is a very slow player with not great stamina, but I think his dribbling and his shooting and his passing kind of make up for it. So it's still a usable card, but only at center attacking mid and strictly at center attacking mid. Probably not for too long either, given the fact that he's got low pace and physicality. There will be cards that are better than that. Next up, we got Donnarumma. Looks like actually a pretty good card for an 85 rated with 2 stats at 90. Next up, we got Marcelo. He got a big downgrade. Kind of expected that downgrade, but he's still got 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. So it's still a usable card, especially maybe if you played like a 5 at the back. I'm not promoting that, but Marcelo would be a pretty good left wing back. Sorry. I know I say that weird every now and then. Parejo, on the other hand, looks absolutely terrible. Unusable. Only good stat is passing, and we know that doesn't translate too well to FIFA. It does a little bit, but not great. It's not great. Next up, we got Wojciech Szczesny. Then we got Isco, also 86 rated with that downgrade from 89 to 86. I think that was expected as well. He's only got good dribbling. He's not got a 4-star weak foot, and his other stats don't really make up for it. So Isco, SBC fodder. I'm sorry, but next up we got Ciro Immobile, who actually just scored his first goal for Italy in like 2 years. Congrats to him. Then we got Felipe Coutinho, 90 dribbling, 84 passing, 80 shooting. Only 79 pace for a winger. A little slow, but it does have 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. So it's usable. If he gets a couple upgrades, especially on that pace, that'd be a beast card. We got Thomas Muller, and every single year they just absolutely shaft Thomas Muller with his card. He always gets 86 rated as well. It's never a good card, never. Next up, we got Samuel Umtiti. He got a little bit of a downgrade there, not by too much. Still a usable card. Next up, we got Skriniar. It's very similar to the Umtiti. Looking beside them, they're pretty similar cards. Umtiti's got a little bit better distribution stats with better dribbling and passing, but ultimately they're pretty similar cards. And Skriniar looks like maybe alongside Manolas would be pretty good. Next up, we got Rakitic. Pretty bad card. Only 3-star skills as well. Then we've got Leonardo Bonucci, another center back from Serie A, or Calcio, and Piemonte Calcio. He's got a 4-star weak foot. He's only got 87 defense and not a single other stat at 80 or above. Don't know if that's a very good card this year. Next up, we got Verratti, who's got 4-star, 4-star, which is nice, but if you played him on the attacking side, he's only got 60 shooting. If you played him on the defensive side, he's only got 66 physicality. I don't know where you're putting him. Obviously, keeping him at center mid, but he can't really get forward. He can't really get back. The only thing he's good for is get the ball to him and then distribute. But then again, he's only got 84 passing, so maybe dribble at center attacking mid and pass it in the box. Don't take the shot with him. I don't know. Doesn't look like too great of a card. If you add something like shooting or physicality, you could play him somewhere, but since he has neither, I don't know. Next up, we got Firmino, and I said Firmino would be 86 rated in my Liverpool predictions, and everybody just absolutely hated on me for it, made me feel bad about myself, and then he ended up being 86 rated, so screw you guys. But whether that's warranted or not, whether he deserves that or not, he might deserve a higher rating, I don't know. That's what he got, and he got 4-star, 4-star, with 87 dribbling, only 77 pace, only 78 physicality, which isn't bad. 82 shooting and 80 passing. This has the potential of being a very good card, especially with some upgrades. Next up, we got Marquinhos. This card looks like a beast. Brazilian, PSG, 74 pace. He's only got 77 physicality, which is a little bit low, but 86 defense, and he's very tall, so that kind of makes up for it. I believe he's at least 6'2". He might be 6'3". So he's actually a pretty good card. Moving on to the top 60 players, Alexander Lacazette is going to be the first guy for us with 4-star, 4-star. He did get a pace downgrade. He's only got 82 pace this year, 86 dribbling, 85 shooting. Next up, we got Di Maria, which is a Arjen Robben-esque card. Cut inside, take the shot with your left foot. He's got 5-star skills, though. Next up, we got Pjanic. Nah. Next up, we got Sane, who didn't really play very well for me in 19. But he did play well for Manchester City, and he's got an 86 rating, but he did get injured, so I don't expect any upgrades from him coming anytime soon. He's only got a 3-star weak foot, but he did get 4-star skill moves, so somewhat usable. I don't know. The 3-star weak foot kind of screwed me in FIFA 19. He's only got 81 shooting, but he is super fast, so given the fact that he has 95 pace, people are going to buy him anyway, whether he's good or not. That pace is very quick. Next up, we got Joshua Kimmich. 72 pace on a fullback. Again, very slow for a fullback. All his other stats look pretty average. Wouldn't really use it. Next up, we got Keylor Navas, who held his 87 rating somehow. I didn't expect that, but his card still looks all right, and he's at PSG. Now that Gianluigi Buffon's gone, Areola's gone, obviously Trapp's been gone, he might be their #1 choice at PSG right now. I can't remember any of their other goalkeepers. I'm pretty sure I named all the ones I know. Next up, we got Vertonghen, who also is an older player who held his 87 rated card. Looks okay, but nothing special. Next up, we got Insigne. This card looks insane, and he's got an 87 overall, which is lower than last year, but his card still looks great. 89 pace, 91 dribbling, 85 passing, and 79 shooting is not bad. Obviously, he's only got 47 physical. I mean, the guy's like 5'4", but he's got 4-star, 4-star. So if that's kind of your play style, maybe as a super sub, maybe as a starter this year, because you can put him alongside some other guys like Mertens, who's number 50 in the ratings. That alongside Insigne, I mean, that doesn't seem fair. And then on top of that, we've still got some other really good Serie A players that we've mentioned, and another really good Napoli player in Manolas that we mentioned earlier. Casemiro got a downgrade from 88 to 87, but his card looks pretty similar to what we saw last year. Thiago Silva's getting old as well. He's 87 rated this year. Kind of a little slower, but not too slow for a center back, but the physicality's going down a little bit. And then Laporte got a big upgrade this year to 87 rated. He's got 64 pace, 88 defense, and 82 physicality. Thiago is up next. He's got 5-star skills, but only got a 3-star weak foot. He's got 69 pace, which is a little bit slow, but if you play him at center attacking mid, which you probably should, he's got 90 dribbling with the 5-star skills. Only 74 shooting. It's not terrible, but it's also not great. And then 85 passing. So it's usable, but it's not end game, that's for sure. You won't be using him past December on his base card. Next up, we got Bernardo Silva. He's got an 87 rated card, which he definitely deserved a big upgrade, but he still only got 76 shooting and 81 pace. Definitely a good dribbler, so that 92 dribbling is warranted. 83 passing, 67 physicality, and only a 3-star weak foot. I think for such a good player, they didn't give him a great card. It's okay, and it'll be used because it's in the Premier League, but It's definitely not great. Next up, we got Alderweireld, pretty similar to Vertonghen. He's got that hyperlink with Vertonghen, being Belgian center back, and in Premier League at Tottenham Hotspur. Next up, we've got another Spurs player. It is Youngman's son, Sonaldo, with 4-star, 5-star weak foot right there, and 88 pace, 87 dribbling, 86 shooting, 80 passing, only 68 physicality. But let's be real, that card is going to be insane. It is going to be unstoppable and terrible to play against. Next up, we've got Fernandinho. We've got Mats Hummels, we've got Jordi Alba and Benzema. Jordi Alba is probably my favorite card out of this batch right here. 90 pace, 83 dribbling, 81 passing, 79 defense, only 73 physicality, but I think the pace might make up for it. One thing that's important to remember is that FIFA 20 is going to be a slower paced game in terms of how fast players are moving. I think acceleration is going to be huge, but I haven't played it quite too much. I got a little bit of time to play it in Germany at Gamescom, but ultimately it was a lot slower in terms of moving, so maybe the pace isn't as important. You might want to go with players like Marcelo. We'll see how the meta works out though. Hummels is really slow there, and his physicality doesn't really match up to honestly how I think it should be. Mats Hummels didn't have a great year for Bayern, so the downgrade is warranted, but 76 physicality just seems low for Hummels, honestly. He's a pretty physical player. Benzema's only got 76 pace, but he does have 4-star, so that's a usable card. Now we're moving into the top 40 in terms of ratings, guys. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and we're looking at some of the better cards in the game. Samir Handanovic and Courtois are 88 rated goalkeepers. Then we've got Paulo Dybala, and he is going to have 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. He is left-footed, obviously. He's got 90 dribbling, 84 passing, 82 shooting, 83 pace. That's a usable card. I think that's still a pretty good card right there at Piemonte Calcio. And then Diego Godin getting transferred over to Inter Milan. Other than the fact that he is a little slower, his other stats seem to make up for it with 89 defense and 83 physicality. So those Serie A cards are pretty dang good. Next up, we've got Marco Reus over here. I don't know about this. Now, tell me, I'm a Dortmund fan. I'm a Marco Reus fan, so I'm biased. But he had such a great year. He won German Footballer of the Year. He was probably the best player in Bundesliga last year. He was just an absolute beast. He didn't deserve at least a +1 on the winter upgrade. Like, you couldn't have given him 89 rated. I was expecting 90. They gave him an 88. I'm a little hurt. I think Marco Reus probably doesn't care, but if he knew, he's probably a little hurt. That is my opinion. I think that's a little bit low. That's a little bit harsh. But Ederson gets an 88 as well, as deserved. David Silva, he is just class. He's permanently class. People don't talk about him a lot, but he is a really good player. And he started out this season pretty well as well. Next up, we got Lloris, another 88 rated goalkeeper. And then we've got Edinson Cavani and Paul Pogba. Edinson Cavani always kind of gets the same kind of card in FIFA, similar to Thomas Muller, but it's a little better than Muller's card. Pogba, on the other hand, is a beast. He always is. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 86 physicality. I mean, having 5-star skills and 4-star weak foot with 86 physicality alone is just crazy. But on top of that, he's got 85 dribbling, 86 passing, and 81 shooting. He does have a low defensive stat. That keeps getting lower, and I'm sure his work rate is probably only like medium, maybe even medium low. I'm not sure, but it's still a pretty good card, and that's going to be a very expensive card at the beginning of the game. Moving into the top 30 to 21, we've got Christian Eriksen, Toni Kroos, Sadio Mane, and Neuer are all 88 rated cards. Eriksen, as a card, does have 5-star weak foot, does have 4-star skills, and he's got some pretty okay stats in Premier League at Tottenham Hotspur. I think that is going to be a usable card, but nothing crazy. Toni Kroos is only 45 pace. He just keeps getting slower somehow. But he does have a 5-star weak foot. He only has 3-star skills. I don't think I'm going to use that card. Next up, we got Sadio Mane with 4-star. This is the type of card I like. 94 pace, 88 dribbling, 83 shooting, 4-star. What a beast. And then we got another 88 rated goalkeeper with Neuer. Then up next, we've got Gerard Piqué, 88 rated, only 56 pace. He is getting older, but he's still getting those upgrades from 87 to 88 this year. He's got 88 defense as well with 80 physicality. Pretty okay. Probably not using Piqué. Next up, we've got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's got 4-star again. Whether he deserves those 4-star skills or not, I don't know. Obviously, I watched him at Dortmund a ton. I've watched him play in the Premier League a little bit. He's never really been known as a skiller. He's always been known to be absolutely rapid, and I'm surprised they only gave him 94 pace instead of 95 or 96, but I think he'll still be pretty quick. 85 shooting as well, with 80 dribbling and 75 passing. He was the winner of the Golden Boot last year. Maybe could have gotten a little bit higher shooting as well. Next up, we've got Raheem Sterling, 93 pace, 89 dribbling, 79 shooting, 78 passing, and 57 physicality. He was a big goal scorer and chance creator last year as well. 79 shooting and 78 passing seems a little bit low for me on Raheem Sterling, but with some upgrades, that's going to be an absolutely unstoppable card. Next up, we got David De Gea, who got an 89 rated card. Luis Suarez is 89, and Sergio Busquets is 89. Some of these cards we already knew from the leaks, but Luis Suarez only has 3-star skill moves this year. I think that's the most notable thing. He had 4-star in previous years, only 3-star this year. Sergio Busquets still plays without his left leg somehow. I don't know how he does it. 42 pace. That's absolutely insane. Top 20 now. We've got Antoine Griezmann to start it off. 4-star skills, only 3-star weak foot as a left-footed player. He is now at Barcelona, 89 rated. So playing him alongside Luis Suarez, 2 89 rated strikers on Barcelona. And then they also have Lionel Messi. So that is going to be a tough attack to play against in FIFA and in real life. That is absolutely unfair. But his card looks like pretty good. Like, let's be real, it's an 89 rated card. It looks great. It's not insane for an 89 rated card, but it's still a pretty good card. 81 pace is like the only concern, but he's got 89 dribbling, 86 shooting, 84 passing. That's going to be a good card. Next up, we got Alisson from Liverpool, obviously injured right now. Adrian's taking his place, but 89 rated, definitely deserved. Next up, we've got Kante, 89 rated again, and his card, no stats above 87 rated, and only one stat above 83 rated. A little bit low, but he is a center defensive midfield. I think he could still play pretty well in the game. Next up, we've got Koulibaly. That card looks like a beast. And again, another Napoli player that is overpowered. 71 pace, 89 defense, 87 physical. That's the highest physical I think we've seen today. That is insane. That card is so good. Next up, we've got Harry Kane. Another Tottenham Hotspur player, 89 rated. Pretty slow, but he's got 91 shooting, which is a lot more than Lewandowski somehow. I don't know where that shooting went for Lua, but he does have 4-star. So that on top of Kane, he does have the skill moves over top of him. He's a little faster. He's a better dribbler. The physicality is about the same. Passing is a little better on Kane. Next up, we've got Giorgio Chiellini. I believe he just had a knee injury, so I don't know how much more he's going to be playing. De Ligt is probably going to take his spot there at Piemonte Calcio. Probably don't expect any more upgrades from him, but he's had a crazy good career, one of the best center backs of all time. Next up, we've got Sergio Aguero, 4-star, only 80 pace, but his other stats are 88 dribble, 90 shooting. Pretty good card. He always is. A more expensive card. And now we're getting to the 12th and 11th highest rated cards. We got Sergio Ramos and Kylian Mbappe. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot on Mbappe, 96 pace. The fastest player in the game so far that I've seen in the top 100 ratings, and he's got 90 dribbling on top of that with 5-star skills, 84 shooting. That card is going to be insane. And then we got Sergio Ramos, who's also a pretty good card, but nothing insane in terms of this card. Pretty much like all the other center backs, just a slightly bit higher because he's higher rated. Now we're into the top 10, guys. This is what we've been all been waiting for. We've got Marc-Andre Ter Stegen with 4-star weak foot, by the way. 90 rated goalkeeper. Obviously, can't really dive too deep into the goalkeepers. Next up, we got Luka Modric, the most recent Ballon d'Or winner. We'll see who wins it this year, whether it'll be Messi or Van Dijk. Let me know who you guys think is going to win it down below. Is it going to be Messi? Is it going to be Van Dijk for Ballon d'Or this year? Next up, we've got Mohamed Salah. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Still not a great weak foot on Salah. They never like to give left-footed players a good weak foot. But to be fair, this is my theory. When you're growing up and you're left-footed, your coach always says, use your left foot, assuming everybody's right-footed. But there's always like 2 or 3 kids on the team that are left-footed, and they just keep using their left foot, so they never practice with their right foot. And that's why I think, that's my opinion on why these players that are left-footed never get really good weak foots. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. Next up, we got Virgil van Dijk. That card is, again, I mean, it's Van Dijk. 90 defense, 86 physicality, 77 pace. That's pretty quick for a center back, too. I think that's the third fastest center back that we've seen other than Manolas and Varane. But with the defensive stat, the physicality stat, he's got good dribbling and pace for passing for a center back as well. Best center back in the game already. We already know. Next up, we got Oblak, highest rated goalkeeper in the game, 91 rated at Atletico Madrid. Then we've got De Bruyne, 91 rated, and I gave him a downgrade in my predictions. I regret doing that. He's an absolute beast. I thought maybe he's injured. They'll give him a downgrade. They did it to Marco Reus, and they did it to so many other players like El Shaarawy and Di Natale, even though he didn't get injured. I guess he just got old. I don't know. Moving on. Next up, we got Eden Hazard, 4-star, 91 rated. Had an absolute great year. That puts him as the 4th highest rated card in the game. And then we've got Neymar Jr., our first 5-star player that we've seen in the top 100. 91 pace, 95 dribbling, 85 shooting, 87 passing. Low physicality, but let's be real, the other stats make up for it. And we know who's next, all right? We know who's next. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo at 93 rated. And he's got a 5-star, 4-star. They didn't give him 5-star, 5-star. 5-star, 4-star on his card. Still a beast of a card. 90 pace, which is higher than Messi. 89 dribbling, which is 7 lower than Messi. He's got 93 shooting, 1 more than Messi. He's got 82 passing, 10 less than Messi. He's got 35 defense, 4 less than Messi, and then 78 physicality, which is 12 more than Messi. So definitely different types of players. Messi's going to be a right wing. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be a striker this year. And Cristiano Ronaldo has a 5-star skills, while Messi only has 4-star skills. Overall, these cards are insane. Definitely going to be super expensive. We already know that, and tough to pack. So that is the top 100 ratings for FIFA 20. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Make sure to hit that sub button for more Ultimate Team content coming out for FIFA 20. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.